Biochemical profiling may be defined as the use of multiple blood chemistry determinations to assess the health status of various organ systems simultaneously. This is the beginning of this biochemical profiling article in your lecture notes this week. It looks like there's a lot of lecture notes because they're all separate this week, but go through them. They're pulled together with this flow chart here. And we'll address clinical chemistry according to body organ types. So we'll use kidney. We'll talk about kidney function tests this week, liver function tests, and pancreatic function test this week, and we'll pull in a few other ones on the side, and then next week we will talk about electrolytes. One of the other things that this article here says to us is that although biochemical profiling offers exciting potential, it is not a panacea. Since standard chemical screens provide 12 to 30 test results, interpretation of data may be extremely complex. I don't want to be extremely complex in the presentation of this material. I want to make sure that we get the fundamental points out so that you have an idea of these extremely important tests that are available to all of us now. So I think we'll go through it just as I did with my class yesterday, and I'm going to use the board that I used yesterday to kind of talk to you guys about it too. This is the board we used, and I will use it today to try to get through this so you don't have to listen to this for a really long time. The first topic under this was specimen collection. We did cover some of this last week, just make sure that when you are pulling a test that you have checked all your veterinarian and the lab and everybody on what kind of sample they want, how much they want of it. If they want 3 mLs of serum, you know that you're going to have to pull at least 6 mLs of whole blood to get that. If they want plasma, you're going to need to put it either into a blue, green, or purple top tube to get the plasma, and it needs to be the right kind of plasma, so you want to check with that too. And there are some tests that you're not even supposed to use serum separator tubes. I can think of phenobarbital levels. So always make sure that you know how much sample you're supposed to pull, what kind of sample they want, and what kind of tube to put it in. Another thing that factors into sample handling is interfering substances, which is really important this week, and it's got a glare here on the board, sorry, but basically it is interfering substances such as lipemia, hemolysis, and hyperbilirubinemia, which you guys can all pretty much see when you spin your sample down. So if you have a highly lipemic or hemolyzed or hyperbilirubinemic sample, the lab will usually note that on the return form to you that may have interfered with some of your tests. If you're running it in-house, some of your machines will also flag this, but make sure that you put in the notes on the animal's record when you put that you have sent this sample off that it did have these interfering substances. Additionally, drugs and other chemicals can affect results really a lot too. The most common one would be filling your purple top tube prior to filling your red top tube and getting some of that EDTA into your red top tube. Because remember, calcium is the part that keeps the sample from clotting in our EDTA tubes, which means it binds calcium. So you would not get an accurate calcium reading from a chemistry if you got EDTA into your red top tube.